Hello everyone, Nasty Nate here with an Elder Trolls game review. Today, I will be reviewing Lies of P. Lies of P is currently available on PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, Windows, Mac OS, Xbox One, Xbox Series S, and X. So let's dive into it. Lies of P is an action RPG game that draws inspiration from the Dark Souls series, transporting you into a dark steampunk twist on a familiar Pinocchio tale. Crafted by NEOWIZ and Round8 Studios, it was made available on Xbox Game Pass as a day one release. As you dive into Lies of P, you assume the role of Pinocchio, a one-of-a-kind puppet who awakens to a city in trouble after being left abandoned in a train car. Stepping out into the city of Krot, a gritty place marred by disease, darkness, and crazed lunatic puppets, your quest begins to unravel the mystery behind the city's fall. The gameplay loop here adheres to the norms of the genre. Killing baddies, collect souls, or in this case, Ergo, and level your character at checkpoints. When you die, because you will, multiple times, your hard-earned Ergo drops, and you're back to your previous checkpoint where you'll have to work your way back to the spot you died to retrieve your lost Ergo. During my playthrough, I couldn't help but notice the difficulty of some of the mini-bosses and higher-tier bad guys. As I hacked and slashed my way through each chapter, making my way to the Stargazer checkpoints, similar to bonfires in Dark Souls, I felt a growing sense of urgency and fear of dying and having to backtrack, with lifeless puppet enemies lying in ambush, and puppet butlers or cops patrolling the Krot streets. Pinocchio's fate seemed forever hanging by a string. The parry windows are precise and unforgiving, while mistimed dodge rolls often lead to an untimely demise, especially when confronting mini-bosses or higher-end trash mobs. Quote-unquote, getting good at this game takes an absurd amount of patience and practice, which I do not have, making my playthrough very tough until I realized I just can't brute my way through everything. I had to take the time and learn the fights. What sets Lies of P apart from other titles in the genre are the weapon customization options and the puppet arm attachments. Similar to the ninja arm in Sekiro, customizing your weapon and your puppet arm combo kit is pivotal for tailoring your combat style. Unlike other Souls-like games, there are no ranged spellcasters or archery classes in here, meaning you'll have to rely on throwable grenades if you want to keep your distance. But expect close encounters. The bosses are colossal, grotesque, and unrelenting. They're designed to drag you into intense face-to-face battles, and I must say, they are among the toughest I've ever encountered. Lies of P has multiple status effects to look out for, as your enemy will use a variety of them throughout the game to pulverize you. Pinocchio also has a few to choose from, and it is crucial that you understand your enemy's weaknesses and find out which status effects are most effective against them to help you bring them down. Visually, Lies of P is a marvel. The art direction and concept of the game are exceptional. Everything from the clothing to the equipment design, environments, and boss aesthetics is a testament to the creativity of the development team. This was one of the main reasons I couldn't put this game down. The art direction effectively immersed me in the game's world. Kudos to NeoWiz Games and Round8 Studios for bringing the world to life so vividly. The performance of the game was as well fantastic. In a time when many games suffer from optimization issues, Lies of P, running on Unreal Engine 4, managed to deliver stunning visuals, seamless gameplay, and a bug-free experience throughout my playthrough, whether playing on my Series S or my PC. In comparison to other games in the genre, Lies of P delivers a coherent narrative that unfolds as you progress. While you can collect books for more lore, the story is comprehensible without hunting for it. This is something I really enjoyed. It got me immersed and actually caring for the characters I came across in the story. The story unfolds in the city of Krot, where the introduction of puppets brought about a significant transformation of everyday life, all thanks to the discovery of the energy source known as Ergo. The sound design didn't particularly stand out to me. The weapon noises and effects started to blend together after a few hours after smashing so many puppets. However, the music and the atmospheric sounds were where it was best portrayed. Finding the record called Memory of Beach was beautiful and summed up the story arc of a character that you helped move on, and it really stirred up the feels. Before I share my final verdict, I'm going to start off with my disappointments, my beefs. Beef 1. This game is very tough compared to Elden Ring and Demon Souls. I would say this one is the hardest of the three. The game's pacing toward the end can be a slog. Condensing the game to an 8 or 9 chapter experience instead of 11 chapters could have improved the experience for me by a very large margin. Beef 2. The difficulty of the above average minions and mini-bosses was off-putting. particularly when some of them were more challenging than actual bosses. The rewards often felt underwhelming, making some encounters seem less worthwhile. Beef 3. Some bosses felt excessive and frustrating. The Green Swamp Monster's second phase, for instance, was maddening, making it hard to discern patterns and counter moves as I ran around and dodged his erratic movements, praying for an opening to land some fucking blows. It seemed lazy and like a missed opportunity in design. Beef 4. The dodging mechanics felt unreliable to me, sometimes leading to unavoidable hits and stun locks. Sometimes I could see the boss coming down for a big swing, and I swear to the gaming gods I had moved out of the way just for him to follow with his weapon and smoke me. Now, my final verdict. Having conquered only 2 Souls games prior, Elden Ring and Demon's Souls, I must say that Lies of P has set a high bar for any future entrance into the Souls-like genre. Despite some movement issues, camera problems, and a somewhat prolonged game length, I wholeheartedly recommend this game to challenge seekers and genre enthusiasts. However, newcomers to Souls-like games might find it overwhelming. According to online chatter, this game leans toward the harder end of the spectrum and can test one's sanity. But the polish, the detail, the design, the overall presentation has secured Lies of P a top spot among the games of this year. Kudos to the developers for delivering a stellar addition to the Souls-like genre. My final score is an 8 out of 10. Alrighty, and that does it for this Elder Trolls game review. If you enjoyed this video, please smash that like button and hit that subscribe button because there'll be more of these coming at you in the future. Thanks again, everyone, and game on.